So a little bit of background to this verse. In the beginning of second chapter, Arjuna surrenders to Krishna. Arjuna says, Karpanya dosho pahata svabhava prachami tvam dharma samuda cheta yashreyasyan nishchitam brohitanme shishyasteham shadimam tvam prapanna. So he says, he's telling Krishna, nishchitam brohitanme. Nishchitam, meaning definitely tell me, I'm in confusion, please definitely tell me the path. Don't give me too many options, right? In life we all have so many options, and because of options we get confused. So Arjuna was in confusion. What was Arjuna's confusion? Whether to fight or not, because he's seeing all his relatives, gurus, etc. on the other side. So he was confused, and he had basically two options, fight or not fight. And then he wanted a decision. He wanted Krishna to tell him what he needs to do. And then Krishna starts his discourse, he starts speaking as an answer to Arjuna's question whether he should fight or not. So second chapter of Bhagavad Gita is called Summary of Gita, or Contents of Gita Summarized. So like, for example, if somebody comes and asks you some question, you might have a long answer. So before you start, what will you do? You will tell the gist, and then you might expand. You might explain things in more detail, etc. Why does this go off and on? Just sometimes it's audible, sometimes now it's not audible. Then again it becomes audible. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And also in chapter 18, till half, he actually gives the answer, and the last half, he just summarizes the Bhagavad Gita, whatever he has spoken again, conclusion. So in the second chapter, Krishna actually tells Arjuna two things because of which Arjuna has got confused. So Krishna tells Arjuna in verse 39, he tells Buddhi Yogam, he uses the word Buddhi Yoga. Yoga, what is the meaning of yoga? Connection with God. So there are various ways to connect with God. So there is something called Karma Yoga. Then there is also something called as Buddhi Yoga. So Krishna first tells Arjuna Buddhi Yoga. So Arjuna is saying that Buddhi Yoga means, karma means doing some work. Buddhi means not doing work using intelligence. So Arjuna thought that okay, maybe what Krishna is telling me is that I should not fight, I have to use my intelligence. So he was happy because that's what he wanted. He didn't want to fight. But then as Krishna progresses his instructions in second chapter, verse 47, he tells, Karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala hetu gur mate sangosto karmani. So he is telling Arjuna, Karmanyeva adhikaraste. Now again he is telling, fight, do your karma. So Arjuna is confused. The good thing about Arjuna is he was confused and he came to the most qualified person to get his clarification, to get his answer. In our life also, we many times have confusions, right? About decisions, we don't know what to do. Maybe we can do this, we can do that. How do we decide? How do we take a decision when you have situations? On what basis will you take decisions? Anybody? Just practical, simple question I'm asking.
With previous knowledge and what is dharma?
Okay, with previous knowledge and what is dharma? Okay, that second part is a very difficult question to answer, right? Because what is dharma? Mahajano enagatasya panta. Dharma is very, very difficult to understand. Okay, so one we can say is from previous experience. From previous experience we might take What else? What other ways do we take decisions? Yeah, so that is what he said. One is previous experience. What else? Huh? Intuition. Okay. Okay. A little bit difficult to understand what intuition is. Logic. Yeah. So we will just use logic, right? Most of the times we will say, okay, so if I do this, these are the good things about this path. These are the not so good things about this path. Then, then we'll do the same thing. We'll evaluate on the other option also, and then we might decide, okay, this looks better, right? Pros and cons. We say pros and cons analysis. So we might say, okay, on these considerations, this looks like a good path. These considerations, this doesn't look like a good path. How else do we take decisions? Near and dear ones, okay? By speaking with them, okay? Okay, we might. By taking guidance from elders, okay? Sometimes. Nowadays, people don't take direction from elders. What else? What is the one very common? No, let others also. We'll give a chance to everybody. Okay, others also. This is a normal question. I'm not asking something from Bhagavad Gita. I'm just asking you how you take decisions in life. Okay, you take suggestions from others who have already experienced. Okay, let me give you an example so you can understand. So many of us go shopping. Everybody goes shopping, right? Now when you go shopping, how many of us go shopping with a shopping list? Shopping list, meaning, okay, I am going to shop because I want to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now how many of us will go with a shopping list but end up buying things which are not on the shopping list? Everybody does. Now, the reason we might have bought that, whatever we bought, might have been, I had forgotten. I just forgot to put it on the list. Possible. Another, I just liked it. I just felt good. When I saw it, I felt that I want to buy it. Isn't it? So this decision is just based on some emotion. So like this, there are various ways to take decisions. But the most ideal path is actually to ask somebody who is actually experienced. So even in our work, in our office, etc., we are stuck in some problem, and we might ask somebody who's done these kind of projects before, I'm stuck in this situation, what do you think is the way out? Something like that, right? And today morning somebody came in our center in Ulimau. So he was asking me, saying that, he said, I have so many problems in life. I said, okay. He said, see, is it okay if I don't reveal this to anybody and just keep it within myself? I said, okay, maybe. I can't say whether it's right or wrong. So then he went on speaking. Then he said, but if I just keep it within myself, I become very frustrated. So, is it okay if I come and tell this to somebody? What do you think? Is this a good option when we have problem and we just go and tell it to somebody? So literally, I am just telling whatever words he used. Saying, can I just go and tell it to somebody and then I will feel light? So what do you think? Is it correct? Why is it not correct, Mataji? Okay, very nice. Okay, so two things Mataji said. One is, what is the first point you made? He might not have the maturity to keep it to himself. Very important. This is one of the very important qualities, right? Yeah, he might not even be able to give solution. In fact, I told him a third thing also. I told him saying, it might be that he might just use this against you only. Right? Nowadays everybody is after selfish, right? People are all self-centered. You trust them, you go and tell them thinking they're that your loved ones or near ones, and they will use the same thing and go and talk about you with somebody else. Right? So then I was telling him saying that, see, it is important that you go to a person whom you think is qualified to answer your question. What is this qualification? Where do we get this qualification to answer life's problems? Where do we get qualification? How do we get this qualification? I am asking a very simple question. I am asking, how does one get the qualification to answer life's problems?
Someone who has experienced it.
Okay, we might not be able to find somebody who has experienced every situation, isn't it? It's not possible. Yeah, so how does one get knowledge of life?
Who knows?
Okay, any other thoughts? Good listening skills, okay, very nice. Shravana, yeah, by listening. Now again, we also have to be careful about whom we are hearing from, right? Before we hear to somebody also, we need to know what is the qualification of that speaker. How do we know what is the qualification of the speaker? Whether I should even hear from somebody or not. So then the answer comes that we have to go to some authorized person. Authorized. Like, if you want to get Java training, you'll go to some authorized Java training school or something like that, right? So the Bhagavad Gita, many people are confused about why I should read Bhagavad Gita. Okay, can some of you tell me why should we read Bhagavad Gita? What is the use of reading Bhagavad Gita? It is law book for material world, okay? What else? Why should we read Bhagavad Gita? I am asking a simple question. I request devotees to kindly share your thoughts, because otherwise the conversation won't go anywhere. I am having a conversation, right? Manual for humanity, okay, what does that mean? See, Bhagavad Gita gives you solution to all your life's problems. You have to understand this. That is the reason we have to read Bhagavad Gita. We are not reading Bhagavad Gita for some moksha, something, okay, somebody is interested in that, that's fine. But more importantly, Krishna is speaking Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, who was in distress. All of us are in different types of distresses in our life. And Krishna is actually teaching us or giving us solutions. We will actually learn how to deal with life. So when Arjuna had this confusion about his decision, so he immediately went to the most qualified person, who is Krishna, who is standing right there. He is called Adi Guru. He is the source of all knowledge. Right? And he is asking him, saying that, Krishna, I am confused. Once you are saying do gnana, another time you are saying do karma. So please tell me, what should I do? Okay, and then Krishna speaks this beautiful 3 chapters on karma. It's called Karma Yoga. 3, 4, 5 chapters of Bhagavad Gita is called Karma Yoga. So I'll chant this verse, very beautiful verse, you can repeat. Yagnarthat karmanonyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha tadartam karma kaunteya mukta sangha samachara yagnarthat karmanonyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha Tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sanga samachara yagnarthat karmano nyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sanga samachara. Okay, any Prabhus you want to chant the verse? Okay, Matajis. Somebody can chant, try to chant. If you have your mobile, you can open. Chapter 3, verse 9. It's always nice to chant Bhagavad Gita verses. It's very pacifying. It just, cools us down. Yagnarthat karmano nyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sanga samachara. Prabhu, the class is till what time? 6 o'clock, 6:15. Okay. Any Matajis? Yeah. Yagnarthat karmano nyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sanga samachara. Anybody else wants to chant? Yagnarthat karmano nyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sanga samachara. Okay, so it's a beautiful verse. Anybody wants to read translation? Dhruv Prabhu, can you read? Work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed. Otherwise, work causes bondage in the material world. Therefore, O son of Kunti, perform your prescribed duties for his satisfaction. And in that way, you will always remain free from bondage. So, I'm going to a little bit explain this verse. Okay, so Bhagavad Gita, the way we should understand Bhagavad Gita is basically there are two things that we have to understand from any verse in Bhagavad Gita. Okay, the first one, first is we try to understand the meaning of the verse, and main thing from Bhagavad Gita, like I said, because it's a solution to all of our life problems, we have to first understand what is the relevance of this verse in our life. You have to understand this. Why is it relevant? Because if it is not relevant for us, then there's no point hearing. Then we'll just lose interest. Isn't it? Many times, it's a joke in ISKCON. If suppose somebody is not getting sleep at home, what should they do? If somebody is not getting sleep at home, what should they do? If they want sleep, what should they do? Come to ISKCON and sit in the class. You will automatically fall asleep. So this is like a joke in ISKCON. And I keep saying that why do devotees sleep in a class? Or why do devotees not have interest in hearing? What is the reason? What do you think? What might be the reason? Why we are not interested in hearing? Something else attracts our attention more, maybe. Or we just get zoned out, like completely bored and we sleep. Why? No, we are ignorant. Okay, so if we are ignorant and somebody is telling us something for our good, then we should hear. But my question is that we are either outside world, but here, I mean, you know how we can't get diverted here by the outside world, right? That's why we are, you know, like, yeah, something, right? We are trying to create some ambience wherein maybe we should close the door also. You know, maybe that's why the other round is better. You know, speaker speaks there. Speaker can't get distracted. No, he has no scope for distraction. Because if he gets distracted, then he doesn't know what he's speaking. And everybody will be looking either toward the Lord or towards the speaker. This is good option to keep peeping out once in a while. Seriously to be considered. Okay, so see, the only reason I can think is that they did not understand the importance of this verse in their life. That's the only reason. People will sleep or get zoned out. Fine, maybe there is some, you know, like some very interesting thing happening outside. Now, but if this is more interesting for you than that, then you'll not get distracted. But the problem is we don't seem to understand the importance of Bhagavad Gita in our life, or any verse for that matter, right? So the first thing when we read a verse is to try and understand, why is this important in my life? If you think that it is important in your life, then you will become serious about hearing. Because you will feel like, okay, looks like this is some problem that I also face. And looks like Krishna is going to tell me something very useful. So I'm going to hear. Isn't it? And third, we might think, no, all this is all bogus. So then we will also share with you lives of other great souls in history, you know, who learned from this and who followed these instructions. Right? We have Ramayana, we have Mahabharata, we have Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is how we have to hear Bhagavad Gita. If you miss any step here, you will not have interest. Okay? So this verse is saying that there is something being talked about work and satisfaction. So that is why we sent the subject of today's class. Anybody read what is the subject of today's class? Does your work give you happiness or satisfaction? That's what Krishna is talking about here. How many of us want to be happy with the work that we are doing? Everybody. Everybody, right? Now my question is, how many of us here are actually satisfied with our work, and why? Yeah. Okay, so you are serving people, your work is to serve people? Okay. Okay. No, so yeah, one specifically, I want very specific, right? So you are saying you are serving your family maybe, and by serving family you are happy. Okay? Okay, and when you also say that, can you also say if there is any reason for not being happy? Is there any reasons, for example, which means that in your situation you are always happy, irrespective of what happens?
Because of these things, I think. One is always somebody is complaining.
Complaining, criticizing, comparing.
All these things are there.
What happens because of that?
We are not happy.
So we are not happy because of, okay, it's nice, 3 C's, you can all remember, it's a nice thing for us. Complaining, criticizing, comparing. We should never do this. Should never do this. Okay? But, so Mataji is saying that she's happy, but then there's also this 3 C's because of which she's maybe unhappy at times. Okay, what about others? Your own work, your own life, whatever you're doing. I'm asking a very simple question. Are you happy with the work you're doing? If so, why? If not, why? On salary day, you are happy, okay? Okay, then only go on salary day. Okay, on salary day, why you are happy? Okay, so you are happy on salary day because you got the salary. Okay, and what about other days? Stress. Stress, because of stress you are not happy. Because of stress you are not happy, okay? Okay, Dhruv? Are you happy with what you are doing? If so. No, one second, I'm just trying to involve everybody because so many people are prefer just hearing, and we don't know whether they are hearing or zoning out, so we'll involve them. Yes? Dhruv? No, then you have to tell me why okay, 50-50, maska chaska. So what do you like about what you're doing and what you don't like about what you're doing? Your father is not hearing, don't worry. It's a routine, okay? You don't have to use your brain. Oh, amazing, it's so nice. Okay, so Prabhu is saying his work doesn't need to use his brain. So that's boring. No learning, okay? So you don't have learning, so you're not happy. Okay. Prabhu, what's your good name? Huh? Chandru, Chandru, yes. Please tell me. What do you think? You're not happy? Yeah. Software engineer.
Because whatever we are doing is not pleasing Krishna.
Okay. Whatever we are doing is not pleasing Krishna. Okay. Now maybe we'll try to understand that whether it's pleasing Krishna or not. Okay. But, okay, fine. If suppose before you came in touch with Krishna, assume for now saying that, okay, we don't know about all this. Now you tell me whether your job is satisfying you or not. Not satisfying. Why? Something is lacking. Something. You don't know, but you feel incomplete. Something, lacking something. Okay, Sudhakar Prabhu? Not happy with the job. Why? They don't give enough salary. Oh, you correct, huh? See, Paramatma sometimes makes me speak truth from someone. I didn't know. I just simply it came out. Okay. Okay, so you're working at some level. You're not being paid at that level. Okay, so you're unhappy. Okay. Yes, Prabhu, your name, please. You can please tell your name. Dinesh. Yes. What about you? Not happy. Why you're not happy?
How much you do, they not give kind of respect.
Okay. How much ever we do, they don't respect us enough. Okay. Sir, your good name? Gauri Shankar. So, are you happy with what you do? Not happy. Okay. What about Mataji's? Not happy. Yes, Mataji.
And you see a season one day before I said some work and I read so much Bhagavad Gita and Dasa. When I complete my
Quota, whatever you plan, you'll be happy.
not very at times one day it is okay, one day I have when I have completed I am happy.
Now other days you might. Yeah, other ways. Okay, that is good. Okay, that's good that you're planning so nicely about your bhakti. Okay, so the point I'm trying to make is saying that, see, this job is not satisfying to most people, right? Now, if suppose for a moment, hypothetical situation, just think that the job was satisfying you for a moment. I know it's very difficult, but just if you assume for a moment saying that your job is satisfying you, you tell me, is it enough if the job just satisfies you? Who else should it satisfy? Boss. Okay, before the boss, there is one more boss. No, Mataji, I am not talking all technology, philosophical stuff. I am talking basic English. I am speaking. I am not talking Bhagavad Gita. That's what I am saying. Suppose say you are happy with the work you are doing. Is it enough? Who else has to be happy? Family. Family has to be happy, isn't it? Somebody is working 20 hours and he's so happy, then they'll come home and say, no relationship at all, we don't know when he comes, we don't know when he goes. Family unhappy. Then what is the use? No use with you being happy with your work. Okay, that is one. Next, somebody said, who has to be happy at work? Boss has to be happy. Why boss has to be happy? Otherwise, he won't give you what you need. No, just understand this. Try to understand this. We are trying to be happy with our work, and our satisfaction doesn't depend on ourselves. Okay? Now it depends on my boss. Because if the boss doesn't recognize what I've done, then it's useless. Which means This boss has some rules, framework in which I have to work. Isn't it? If I don't work the way he wants, that work is not going to make me happy. Or I may do so much of work, I will not get paid, I will not get respect, etc., etc., etc. What about your boss? What about your boss's work? His boss. Like this, you keep going in an organization, you go till the CEO, right? Within an organization, the CEO or whoever sets some expectations and everybody needs to work within this expectation. Correct? Now let's try to extend this little bit above your work. Suppose say you go to a bank, you went to put some check. What do you need to put a check in the bank? What all do you need? What will you need to put a check? You want to submit a check in the check leaf, then pen, then some challan, something you'll have to fill. Okay? No, you're putting some money in the account, so it's okay. Okay, so you have a check, you might have a challan leaf, and you need a pen. Suppose say you didn't carry your pen, you forgot. And then I see Sunil Prabhu standing in front of me. He has nice, different color pens in his pocket. And suppose I go and I don't know him. Some stranger, standing with 3 pens in his pocket. I go and pick it, put it back and go. Will we do that? Why will you not do that? Something, it's not mine, that pen belongs to that person, he might want it. I should ask him saying that, sir, I forgot my pen, I just need, if you, okay, I can just borrow it for a moment. And then after we give it back, what will we say? Thank you, really appreciate your help. Then you are satisfied. You are satisfied because you followed some rules, some way of life, right? Now we are all breathing, isn't it? Where is the supply? Where is the oxygen supply? Who is giving oxygen for us to breathe? Who? Nature. Who is nature? Okay, nature. Nature is giving. How is nature giving? How is nature giving us oxygen? No, but yeah, there is a process, no? We studied this. We studied this in school, we've forgotten. Plants, carbon dioxide, then they give oxygen. So, JP Nagar, so many plants. So much of oxygen. Next question. Where did these plants come from? Earth. So much of earth. How did this grow? You've seen sometimes plants growing on rocks? Rocks. So how did this plant grow? What is required for the plant to grow? Soil, water, sunlight, and some good seed to start with, right? There should be some. Suppose you take some seed and you fry it and you put it in the soil. Will something come out? Nothing will come. So it should be a fertile seed, something from which something can come up, right? And then there is sunlight, water, soil. Who is giving all this? Who is giving rain? Okay, who is giving rain? Nature, okay, fine. How is nature giving rain? It's a process. What is the process? Condensation of water. Who is giving water? Where did water come from? Hey, Arey Baba. Yes, he is just now saying that rain is coming from water. You are saying water is coming from rain. You guys decide now which one comes from what first. One of them have come first, the other has come later, whatever it is. Who has given that first thing that came? If water, who has given this water? Same thing, if you keep searching like this, you will come to the source. That's why Krishna very easily says, stop searching. Bhumi rapo nalo vayu kammano buddhirevacha ankaraiti yamne binna prakriti rashtada. So Krishna is saying, Bhumi apo nalo vayu kam. Your earth, soil, fertility, I have given. Water, I have given. Air to breathe, I have given. Fire, I have given. So Krishna is saying, I have given everything. Now, Krishna has given everything. Of course, then there are so many gods like Indra, Varuna, Chandra, Surya, etc. who are taking care of this giving out business. They are taking care of the department. But it's all come from Krishna. It's all come from the Supreme Lord. One normal pen we won't take from somebody, we try to follow the etiquette. Now we are taking all this from somebody, we don't even have a little gratitude towards that person. Suppose you are boss, you don't respect him. You don't even smile at him when you see him. What will happen to your job satisfaction? So just understand simple things. Wow. Okay. Okay, no problem, it's fine. We'll figure that out. Okay, so the basic point is that for something that we are trying to do, we have to satisfy somebody else. Really, only then we can be satisfied. Right? And Krishna is just making a very simple statement here, saying that ultimately you have to satisfy me. You have to satisfy Krishna or Vishnu. So this word yagna has two meanings. What do you understand by this word yagna? Yagna? Sacrifice. What sacrifice? Swaha, swaha, that yagna. Okay. What else? Do you know of any other meaning of yagna? Yeah. That offering is when we do some swaha, swaha, swaha. There is another meaning for yagna, which means Vishnu. It is another name for Vishnu. Yagna is another name for Vishnu. So Krishna is saying that you first try to satisfy Vishnu or me. You try to satisfy me by your work. If we try to satisfy Krishna by our work, then what happens is we are not going to have this unhappiness that we are having. It's just like saying, if I please my CEO directly, obviously my manager will be happy. Correct? My manager will be happy. CEO will come and say, I like this guy, promote him, give him this, give him that. Obviously your manager will say, okay sir, yes, okay. Then he'll come and ask you, what did you do? Because he also wants to get praise from CEO. He didn't get. So we have to please the Supreme CEO. If we please the Supreme CEO, everybody else will be happy. Everybody happy. Huh? No.
We will be happy. The next boss always has an important.
No. That is okay. That is if the CEO is not doing his work. Right? If suppose the CEO is actually in his position strong, he can come tell your boss saying that, he is doing his work. You have to be, don't be impartial, don't be partial, treat him nicely, doing for whatever work he has done. Of course, material world, everything can happen, anything can happen. Right? But simple, for example, suppose, say you go and please Prime Minister Modi. Won't your Chief Minister be obliged to listen to him? Of course, Modi ji comes and says, no, this one you please get this done for him. He'll have to do. He might play games with Modi also, but still he will be forced to do. So we have to understand, saying that, see, we cannot be happy if we don't please the Supreme Boss. We have to please the Supreme Boss. That is why Krishna is saying, Yagnarthat karmanonyatra. Do your work for the satisfaction of Krishna. In verse 14 of the third chapter, Krishna says one more thing. He says, Annat bhavanti bhutani parjanyad anna sambhavaha yagnat bhavati parjanyo yagna karma samudbhavaha. Krishna is saying that we all want food. He's saying, how is this food coming? How is food coming to us? What is required for food to be produced? Again, the same thing I was saying. So Krishna is saying, Yagnat bhavati parjanyo. Parjanya means rain. Parjanya means rain. Krishna is saying, Parjanyad anna sambhava, Yagnat bhavati parjanyo. What is the cause for rain? Yagna. Yagna is the cause for rain. That means we should all be doing yagna every day. So Bhagavad Gita is saying, if you do yagna in your life, you will never have any scarcity. If a human being does yagna, he will not have any scarcity in his life. People today are suffering, right? So many people are suffering because they don't have whatever, some people don't have basic needs. Some people have so many wants, more than what they need. Some people are able to get it, some people are not able to get it. The reason is that people are not doing yagna. So if people do yagna, Krishna is giving you secret to get whatever you need in life. Krishna is saying that do yagna, you will not have any scarcity in your life. Now, we've been through school, college, working, etc. Has anybody told you this? Do yagna? Nobody has told you. This is the beauty of Bhagavad Gita. For a simple problem, Krishna gives you the ultimate solution. If you don't do yagna, there's not going to be rain. Once what happened? Prabhupada was in Hyderabad. So he'd gone to the US, then he had started ISKCON, and he came back to Hyderabad. Hyderabad, there was a drought. There's a major drought. No rain. For many days, months, years, no rains. Farmers were committing suicide and so much of havoc. Government came to Prabhupada and said, Prabhupada ji, you are coming from US. You will have a lot of dollars. Can you give us some funds? Our state is in trouble. Prabhupada asked, saying that, what is your problem? Why do you need money? For what? And that said, no rains. No rains. Prabhupada said, we will get rain. And then what Prabhupada did? All devotees, Sankirtana Yagna. All devotees did Sankirtana and there was heavy rainfall. Heavy rainfall. So we can understand, Shastra is clearly saying that if you do yagna, all your requirements will be met. But the problem is we don't know what yagna to do or how to do that yagna. So for which again we have to come to Shastra and we have to understand what is this prescribed yagna for this age. So Shastra says, Krite dhyayato Vishnu tretayam yajato makai Dvapare paricharyayam kalau tadhari kirtanat. Krite dhyayato Vishnu. Krita Yuga means Satya Yuga. In Satya Yuga, the path for yagna was dhyana. Dhyana. How many of you know Valmiki Muni? Who is Valmiki? When did he write Ramayana? He wrote Ramayana after he had done 60,000 years of meditation. After that, he became qualified to present Ramayana. So he achieved his perfection by 60,000 years of dhyana. Because dhyana is the process for Satyuga. And in Satyuga, people used to live for 1 lakh years. 1 lakh was the lifespan. So Krite dhyayato Vishnu. In Satyuga, the path is dhyana. Tretayam yajato makai. In Treta Yuga, makai means Actually, this Swaha Swaha sacrifice. Recently was Sri Ram Navami. How many of you remember how Dasharatha got his sons? What did Dasharatha do to get his sons? He did which yajna? Putra Kamesti yajna he did. Putra Kamesti. And his yajnas are also perfect. If you have the right qualified brahmanas to do that puja, to do that yajna, you get the result. So Dasharatha did all his, the priests whoever did the yajna were perfect. Then one Purusha came from the fire, he gave sweet rice and said, you give it to your wives, you will have children. So this process is Krite Tretayam, in Treta Yuga. Yajato Makhai, all these fire sacrifices for Treta Yuga. To achieve perfection, this is for to achieve perfection. Dvapare Paricharyayam, in Dvapar Yuga, Paricharyayam means pilgrimage. Going from one pilgrimage place to another is for Dvapar Yuga. Khalo Tad Hari Kirtana. So the yagna we have to do in Kali Yuga is Hari Kirtana. So in Bhagavatam, there is another very beautiful verse. Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishnam Sango Pangastra Parshadam Yagnai Sankirtana Prayer Yajantihi Sumedhasaha. What is the meaning of Medha? Anybody knows Medha? Common name. Buddhi, intelligence. Medha means intelligence. Medhasa means one who has intelligence is called Medhasa. Sumedhasa means super intelligence. We say high IQ, like that. This is spiritual quotient. So Bhagavatam is saying somebody who is very intelligent will accept this path for Kali Yuga, which is Hari Kirtana, and that is called Sankirtana Yagna. Only the most intelligent will accept. Why most intelligent will accept? So you all know Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. How many of you don't know Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself who came in the beginning of Kali Yuga. So his appearance was predicted in Vishnu Sahasranam. How many of you know Vishnu Sahasranam? Yeah. So I will start with 2 words. It's test for you. You can try to complete this verse. Suvarna Varna He Mango Varangas Chandanangadi Sanyasa Krichama Shanto Nishta Shanti Parayanaha. So this is Vishnu Sahasranam. So in Vishnu Sahasranam there is prediction that Krishna will appear as a sannyasi in Kali Yuga. That sannyasi is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There are other shastric evidence also showing that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is himself Krishna. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he once meets some sannyasis in Varanasi. He is also sannyasi, they are also sannyasis. But what is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu doing everywhere? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is singing and dancing. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. So everywhere he is singing and dancing. So this other sannyasi, his name is Prakashananda Saraswati. So he comes and asks Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you are also sannyasi, we are also sannyasis. Work of sannyasi is to do Vedanta Adhyayana, is to study Vedanta. Why you are like a sentimental person outside on the road dancing and singing like this? And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells him saying that, my Guru saw me as a fool. He saw me as a fool. He said, there is no use for you to read Vedanta. You chant Hare Krishna. So the Supreme Lord Krishna himself came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to give us this Sankirtana Yagna. Okay? And this verse is saying, who will accept this? Sumedhasaha. Very intelligent people. Why? Because only very intelligent people can understand the logic behind this. And what is the logic behind this? Logic behind this is that there is nothing else for perfection in Kali Yuga. Somebody might say, oh no, but we should be doing a lot of, like studying Vedas, Vedantas, this, that, what is the use of just simply chanting Hare Krishna? So only the most intelligent will understand that this is the process for this age. Of course, there is Shastras, so many other, I'm not getting into this, but the point is that Shastra is saying that you want to be happy in your life, you want to be satisfied with whatever you are doing, just do it for the satisfaction of Krishna. So, okay, I'm doing some work, okay, maybe it's satisfying or not satisfying. How do I now satisfy Krishna with my work? Whatever work I'm doing, how do I satisfy Krishna now? We are getting money from our work, okay? Whatever we are eating, we are offering to Krishna, okay? Whatever we are wearing, we offer it to Krishna. Yeah, so Krishna is saying simply that how are we getting this salary? We are doing some work, but what is the reason? Somebody is getting 10 rupees, somebody is getting 100 rupees. What is the reason for this? Why everybody is not a millionaire? Why everybody is not a millionaire? Why everybody is not, who is that? Elon Musk or Ambani or whoever. Why everybody is not that? Because it is as per our karma. What is this karma? So Krishna has created a system where somebody does certain kind of work. One is you get an immediate result, but then there is also a karmic result, what is called as karmic result, which we call karma phala. Okay? So if you have done good things in your past life, you get 4 things in abundance. If you have done good things in your past life, which otherwise is called punya, you get 4 things in this life. Janma, Aishwarya, Sutta, Shri. Janma means you get a birth in a very good family. All facilities taken care, etc., etc. Janma. Then Janma, Aishwarya, wealth. You'll get a lot of wealth. Sutta. No, Sutta means education. Education, qualification. Somebody is 10th pass, somebody is done PUC, somebody has done degree, somebody has done double degree, somebody has done PhD. It is all a result of one's past punya. And Shri means beauty. Somebody is beautiful, somebody is not beautiful, handsome, not handsome, whatever. All this is a result of our past karma. Who has put these rules? Who has put these rules? Lord has put these rules. Krishna has put these rules. So, Krishna is saying that, okay, you are getting whatever you are getting based on your past karma. But what you do simply, how much ever you are getting, you use whatever is required for your household, for your requirements, you use. I'll just complete. But, like before we took the pen, we took permission, we gave it back and we thanked. So little bit gratitude towards Krishna that he is giving us all these things so that our life is comfortable. So Krishna is saying, a little bit you can offer to me, whatever you like. Whatever you like. Okay, we are time up. So the point is, when we do work like this, when we work and offer some result, whatever is possible from that result to Krishna, Krishna is pleased. How can we understand this? If you are parents, if you are a father or if you have children, you will know this. A father brings a chocolate and gives it to his son. He gives a chocolate to his son, saying that, take it, I got chocolate for you. Now, son can do two things. Son can take that, take out the wrapper, eat everything, finish. One kind of son. What does another kind of son do? He will open the wrapper. He will take one piece. He will give it back to the father, saying, Father, you also take one piece. What will the father feel? Will the father be happy? He'll be happy. He will say, hey, see, my son gave me one chocolate. He doesn't even remember that he only brought that chocolate. But he's just happy. And oh, my son gave me one piece. So Krishna is also telling this only to us. All that Krishna is only giving to us. But Krishna is saying, and Krishna is told in Bhagavad Gita, Aham bija pradapita, I am your father and the father of all jivas. Krishna is saying, just give something little you give to me, I will be happy. Not because Krishna wants anything. Does Krishna want anything? Bhoktaram yagna tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram. He is Sarvaloka Maheshwara, he is the boss of all the worlds. All the wealth that is there is coming from him. What does he want? It's just like a child. He's just going to be happy, saying that, oh, my child gave me something. Just by doing this, Krishna is going to be pleased. And this in the Shastra is said that this is the most important thing for Grihasthas who are working. Dana is the most important thing that a Grihastha has to do. If one doesn't not do dana, he is a selfish miser. He is a miser. What does a miser do? He has money, he doesn't give. Right? So, if one has to satisfy Krishna through his work, he has to offer the result to Krishna. For example, you cook. What is the result? Is whatever you cooked, offer it to Krishna. Krishna is pleased. Then you take it as prasadam. You work. The result is some money. Offer little to Krishna. Krishna will be pleased. This is the meaning of yajna arthat karma. Working for the satisfaction of Krishna. And Krishna is saying, by doing this, you will become free from karma bandhana. You will become free from the bondage of karma. And we should understand today, every work that we are doing, whether we are sitting, sleeping, working, everything is a karma. Everything is an action and there is a resultant. There is a result, karma phala, from every action. And if we don't know whether what we are doing is right or wrong, and we end up doing wrong things, then it results in papa, and then we are going to suffer in the next life. So simple thing to get out of all this complex. First time I came into Krishna consciousness, I read all this and I said, I'm badly stuck. What can I do to get out of all this? I'm in a very risky situation. Because first of all, how many of us here really know what is right, what is wrong? You know what is right, what is wrong? No, we don't know. I'm saying how many of us know? Most of us, it's very difficult to know what is. So for example, I ask this question, somebody is begging in the signal. Should we give money or not? Simple question. Should we give money to a person who is begging for alms at the signal or not? Things like this are so difficult to answer. Right? So it's very, very difficult to be clear whether what we are doing is right or wrong. You give money with all good intentions to that person, he goes, drinks, goes and beats his wife. So what did you contribute towards his beating his wife? You became part of the cause. And you will get the karma phala for that. So it is so complex. This karma is so complex. So the only safe thing for us, not only happiness in this life but also happiness in future lives, is to just come to Krishna and follow his instructions in Bhagavad Gita. Then we will be safe. And that is the reason why Krishna has given Bhagavad Gita. Krishna doesn't want his children to suffer. Krishna wants his children to be happy. Happiness we will achieve only if we follow Krishna's instructions in Bhagavad Gita. Okay? So I'll stop here. My time is over. If anybody has any questions, comments, yeah, Prabhu, you had a question.
You are telling like we are working to get money. So you could see in this age, so many business are like exploiting the nature and they are making business and getting money.
Yeah.
So even we as a class will be getting the same money, right?
Yeah.
So again, in the next week.
Yeah. I didn't go into this. So this is called Ugra Karma. Ugra Karma. Ugra Karma means if we are exploiting nature or exploiting people also. For example, big factories. What are they doing? How are they making profits? They're exploiting some people, isn't it? Who are working shifts, not good conditions, work conditions, etc. And then what do? We simply go to the shop, buy that stuff and come. No, we gave business to that poor company. So company is getting profit. He is becoming wealthy. What about that worker? So this is all called Ugra Karma. And we are indirectly contributing to this. And so we also have to indirectly take the part of the karma phala also. That is why it is very risky. Very, very risky. So the safe, how many of you here have insurance? Everybody has insurance. How many of you have medical insurance? Medical insurance. What can your medical insurance do to you? What does your medical insurance do?
At the important time where health is not.
No, simply direct answer. What will your medical insurance do to you? Yeah, save us from paying heavy bills. That's what we think, right? We think that, okay, if bill was 5 lakhs, because of my insurance, I paid only 1 lakh. Okay? Is there any insurance which can prevent you from going to the hospital itself? Prevent you from getting misery? Prevent you from getting disease? That insurance Krishna is giving in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is saying, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharam rajam tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami. So all this risk that we are taking, Krishna is saying, just come to me, I will take care of it. I know that you are badly stuck in Kali Yuga. Krishna is saying, you are not doing this intentionally. You are not doing this to actually cause misery to some worker. You need to live your life so you have some livelihood, which is fine. But you want to purify, now your work is tinted with the sin of those people. You want to purify yourself, offer some result to Krishna. It is a way to purify our earnings, protect ourselves from the sins that we are doing. We don't even know this. For example, we are sweeping your house. You know you are doing a sin by sweeping your house. Kasa gudsodu. You are just sweeping your house and there is sin in that. What is the sin in sweeping? You are killing some insect, some ant was going, you didn't see. So previously our ancestors were very, very intelligent. They used to do what is called as Panchasuna sacrifice. There are 5 activities a normal Grihini, Grihastha does, especially Matajis. Household work. In household work, there are 5 kinds of sins. And they used to get rid of those sins by doing prayaschitta every day. Every day they used to do prayaschitta. This is a process. How many of us have even heard of this? Panchasuna sacrifice. So in Kali Yuga we think we are very advanced, no? We are very intelligent. We are so intelligent, yeah. Unfortunately, we are not intelligent enough. So you have to do this yajna. So if you just do this yajna, you are saved. There is no other way. Okay? Anything else?
What are the
5
5 sins?
sins. So one is sweeping when you are killing insects. Second is drinking water because you are killing bacteria. Third is cooking. Right? You are burning. What are the 4th and 5th? Breathing. I can't remember the 5th one. Yeah, there are 5. Anyway, I could remember only 4. It's called 5 basic things that we do. No, not sweeping. Breathing. And there's one more I can't remember. So everybody does this. So, what is the price? No, for Kali Yuga the Prayaschitta is Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That's what I'm saying. The real insurance for us in Kali Yuga is just chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. If you're chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra every day, then we are protected, saved from all this that we are doing, which we don't even know that we are doing mistakes. And if you don't do this, we are going to suffer, both in this life and next life. Okay, just one thing I will say and I will end. How many of you are locals, residents of Bangalore? Local. Okay, 30 years back, 30, 40 years back in Bangalore, how many hospitals were there in Bangalore 30, 40 years back? I asked some very senior citizens, so he said, Bowring Hospital and KC General. Which means that not many big hospitals, right? Some maternity homes, nursing homes here and there, and only some 2 major hospitals. Today every road there is a multi-speciality hospital. Why? And all hospitals are full. Not that they are not doing business, isn't it? At least major hospitals are all full. Why suddenly so much hospitals in 30, 40 years? And it's not like we don't remember people like suffering and dying 40 years back, isn't it? It's just because we are not doing our duties. The karma is increasing and people are suffering. So the solution for all this is we have to take shelter of Krishna, follow his instructions in Bhagavad Gita, and Krishna will take care of everything else. Okay, so we'll close here. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.